Hello, it's GotAUkulele review day. I've had a week off, but I am back, and it's a brand I've featured before. Quite looking forward to doing this one. Remember, this is just a video summary review. All the details are in the written review linked below. Also consider the Patreon. It does really help me out. And why not subscribe to the channel, and then you get notification of these new ones. Okay, the brand I featured before created quite a buzz with some of their cheap instruments about a year or two ago. That brand is called Enya. And this is a new model from them. This is the EUC-X1M concert, and it's part of their HPL series. You'll remember I reviewed that round HPL camp ukulele that was incredibly low price and flew off the shelves. Also their soprano HPL. And this one is another one in their HPL series, but it's the X1M as opposed to the X1. And that comes with some differences to it, which they claim make it a more value instrument. We'll come on to the pricing in a moment. But actually, when we go through it, you'll realise that the differences are pretty slight, actually. Made from HPL, high pressure laminate, so there's no wood in the body at all. It's made of sheets of card paper in a resin. It's basically the same stuff as Formica, the stuff that goes on top of kitchen cabinets. Used by Martin, used by Bonanza. Really good material, very strong, very like wood. And this one differs from their EUC-X1 because that outer graphic, and it is a graphic, people still think that this is a wood veneer. There's no wood on this at all. It is a screen print, a photograph. The outer graphic on this one is mahogany, whereas the X1 is koa. And for that, the mahogany is a lot plainer. It's a very plain looking instrument, but it's hardly unattractive, and I like mahogany instruments, even though this isn't actual mahogany, just to stress that point. So it's a standard double bout shape, nice and curvy actually. I think it's a really attractive shape, and the same goes for their others. I like that sort of swoopy base and nice curvy round shoulders. All made, no other decoration. This black line around the top that looks like binding isn't. That's actually the cross section of the HPL, and the HPL is nice and thin. Yeah, really simple. No difference in the body to the X1, which is more expensive, other than that outer graphic, but it's the same resonant HPL material. No difference at all, just a different picture on the outside. The bridge is made of Richlight, which is a paper-based composite, also used by Gibson and brands like that. Again, no wood, paper in a resin, very dark black. Looks like it needs a bit of oil. The photographs you'll see on the website show it looks quite dry. It's got one of those through-body designs, which I like, so you feed the strings through the holes, pull them out the sound hole, tie a knot, and pull them back. That transfers vibrations down and up directly, holds the bridge down flat onto the base, onto the top. That's a nice thing. The saddle is made of bone, and that is compensated. You know, I like this. Looking inside traditional ukulele construction, you can probably just about see notched linings, wooden bracing. You get a strap button on the base, but we'll come on to that again in a moment. Up to the neck, it's made of 3 pieces, joint down here, joint at the headstock, made of mahogany, quite a nice flat profile, and a roomy 36mm at the nut, and about 28 from G to A, so that's pretty good. It's attached with a dovetail, which is held on with this bolt, like the other Enya HPLs. The bolt comes off, and you can take the neck off. I don't know why you would. I did actually use it for travelling, because I took one of theirs apart and put it inside a hard case. On a cabin bag. There we are. If that's what you want to do. I can't see any other reason why you'd want to take the neck off. It's topped with a Richlight fingerboard, same paper-based composite, nice and black, although again, it looks like it needs a bit of oil or just a condition. I don't know how that works with Richlight, but there we are. First departure, other than the koa top not being there to the X1, is that this doesn't have the radius curved top on the fingerboard. I miss that because I like that, but saying that, so few ukuleles have radius fretboards, it's hardly a loss. Frets 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 to the body, 15, 16, 17, 18 in total. They're nicely dressed, nice and smooth, quite skinny. Dot position markers at 5, 7, 10 and 12, and unlike some other Enyas, you get white side dots. Nice. Past the bone nut, headstock differs. We don't have the crown shape, and we don't have the same logo. This was the original Enya logo. This is a new one for them. I actually prefer this. I don't know what that is. That an E? Possibly. Looks like a flame. Faced in matte black. It looks really attractive. Reminds me of that Jake Shimabukuro ukulele. And another difference, we now get standard Enya branded sealed gears, all in black. Whilst I miss these sort of brown orangey buttons on the originals, these mounts were plastic. I prefer these tuners. This one comes with what I think are the Enya fluorocarbon strings, which I don't like, pretty flabby. Although looking at their specs online, I think things have changed. I think you now get Aquilers. If it arrives with Aquilers, great. If it doesn't, I'd change them. Because I really don't like these strings. The bag changes, it's a little less quality, but it's got this really funky sort of spiral entrance to it. And whilst the X1 is about $89, this is $50 for pretty much the same instrument. It's exactly the same in the body apart from the outer graphic. Same rich light bridge. Okay, it doesn't have the radius fingerboard. Different tuners, but I think better tuners. And a different headstock for quite a saving. You don't get the glossy box with the picture on it. You don't get the little pouch of accessories, although you do get a tuner and a strap and some picks and spare strings. So there's really no difference. It's essentially the same ukulele, just with a different graphic. I'd go with this one. One of the complaints I had on the HPLs with the soprano and the round one was they were pretty quiet. Quiet, but with a nice tone. A nice sort of bell-like jangly tone. Very nice for recording. A lot of people bought them for quiet practice at home, recording. Not really a performing instrument because they don't have enough punch. Being a bigger body, this one has a bit more volume, but it is still quiet. You're going to have to bear with me on this because obviously I've got the microphone gain set so it's optimal, but it is quieter than most other concerts. That's not to say it's really quiet, but I think as you can hear, nice enough sustain and a nice sort of jangly, rich, not too bright, not too warm. I like it. Just not that loud. Much nicer strummed than fingerpick. Although that's quite nice. And I think strings will change this. And like all Enyas I've played, the build quality is really good. The setup is excellent. Build quality is really, really good for a $50 instrument. This HPL is tough as old boots, weather resilient, temperature resilient, that kind of thing. It's really hard not to give this a very good recommendation. And it gets a good score because it's $50, 55 quid in the UK. These should fly off the shelves. I mean, you'd have one of these, leave it in the car. It's a nice looking instrument. It's well put together. Yeah, not the loudest, but no HPL Enya I've found has been that particularly loud. It's louder than the sopranos though. Just a nice little ukulele really for not a lot of money at all. The Enya EUC-X1M, not to be confused with the X1, although saying that, as I say, the specs really aren't that much different, and you're going to save about $30 odd between the two. $50? Why wouldn't you? I would. Yeah, I like that. Like that a lot. Back next week. Just talking to somebody this morning on Facebook about how busy the review schedule is. I've got them now lined up till about the middle of June. So lots coming. I've got sopranos, I've got solid bodies, I've got interesting models I've not featured before. I've got some of those junkers that you all get amused at when I tear them to pieces. Lots of stuff really, and some high-end and a really nice Ludia built instrument coming soon as well. Thanks very much for your support. Stay tuned for the next one, and I will see you next week. Bye bye.